You have an animal guide stepping forward to help you feel grounded, clear, and back in your power. Take a moment to tap into the wisdom of this animal guide and pick either card 1 or card 2 to reveal your message. Card 1, card 2, take a moment. Keep in mind this is a general collective reading, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't. In any case, when you feel ready, we will start with card number 1. If you picked card number 1, your animal guide is the manatee. It's stepping forward to tell you to accept the situation. So whatever it is that you're dealing with, whatever it is that is coming to mind right now when you think about it, it's time to accept the situation as it is rather than fighting to change it. Now, this is easier said than done. I can totally agree with this. Sometimes, I think it's part of life that we experience things come to an end. We deal with challenging situations, environments, people, and sometimes we just feel stuck in our lives. And what this is telling you is to let it be for what it is right now. Not every season of life has to be forward moving, quick, fast, or even like super, how do I put this? It doesn't even have to be super like productive, right? Sometimes it's easier to just go with the flow. Now, I'm not telling you to lay down and take things and, to not go after what it is you want, but don't force anything. Things need to be in alignment in their own time. So it's important that you don't force timing here and that you accept what it is, accept people for who they are, accept situations for what they are, and remember that everything is temporary, okay? Okay, if this message resonates, why don't you leave me a blue heart in the comments, okay? A blue heart. And then I'd like you to share something, go a little bit further and say, tell me what brings you peace. What brings you peace? Share that in the comments. You might inspire somebody. So what brings you peace in times of uncertainty or when you can't change things? Okay, I love that. All right, if you picked card number 2, your animal guide that's stepping forward is the panda. And the panda was one of my favorite animals when I was a kid. I loved how they looked. They looked so cuddly and sweet. But your message is create a sacred space for yourself in your home and or your place of work. Beautiful. So this could mean, simply doing a deep clean of your house or cleaning one area and creating a sacred space for yourself. So this could be maybe a private room, maybe it's a reading room that you have, maybe it is the basement of the house that you go and relax in, maybe you are lucky enough to have a meditation room or whatever. But creating that sacred space is going to be incredibly important, and it's a place where you can be quiet with yourself, you can connect with spirit, connect with your higher self, or just relax and unwind in this sacred space. And I just saw 333 on the timer, so 333 may resonate for a lot of you, but it may be time for some of you to create an altar where you have beautiful things like your crystals, or where you can sit in meditation or prayer or whatever speaks to you in that moment. But it's about creating a sacred space. So decluttering your space and being with yourself is going to be incredibly important. That's going to help you stay grounded, clear, and in your power. So that is the advice from the panda. So if this resonates, why don't you leave me a white heart and then a black heart, okay? And then go a step further. I'd like you to tell me what your sacred space is. Is it in your home? Do you have a special room? Do you have an altar that you work at? Do you have an office? Let me know what your sacred space is. And if you don't have one, tell me what your plans are for creating one. I'd love to hear. All right, if these messages resonated and you want to book a reading with me, this is where you can find me. There are 2 places, and every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can join myself and my friend Heather Schultz of Shadow and Shine. We go live every Wednesday on TubeU to film our podcast Tarot Tales. It is a divinely magical time. If you can't join us live, we stream everywhere you can listen to podcasts on Fridays. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Bye.